Okay, well, I finally officially discovered a Kenworth dealership. That's nice. Hi, I'm Patrick, and in this video, it's Thursday, day number 29 in the Realistic Economy series, and I'm here in St. Joseph, Missouri, where I've just picked up a school bus. Now, this school bus is going over to St. Louis, Missouri, so I'm staying in the state. So let's get on the road. Now, I just saw an interesting, actually, I was supposed to go out that gate. Well, anyway, I just saw an interesting video that had nothing to do with ATS or ETS2, but it had to do with the use of the yellow caution lights. As it turns out, some states limit when those can be used to only pulling heavy loads or tow trucks that are towing a vehicle or on the scene of an emergency. And I was kind of surprised to hear that. I had never known that myself because I don't think a lot of people obey that law if it is actually the law. And if it is law in my state, I'm not sure. I don't really even remember what state that video was from. Okay, I guess they're going to wait for me. AI traffic doing AI traffic things. At least they didn't hit me this time. So anyway, the widget up there at the top would actually show if I had the strobe light turned on. As an example, I'll show you right here. Yeah, see, now it's on, now it's off. Yeah, there's also a symbol up there for turning on the four-way flashers. Now, I've looked up multiple times, and after I watched that video, I looked it up again. As far as I can tell, leaving your headlights on all the time is not illegal anywhere in the United States and is actually suggested by many countries around the world. And I mean, it makes you more visible, and there are some vehicles that, modern vehicles are often light colors. They blend in with the haze of the road a lot of times, and a lot of vehicles don't seem to have working daytime running lights. And I know in some countries the whole headlight system is just automatically on when the engine is running by law. And while I don't necessarily support that being made into a law, I do prefer running the headlights on all the time, just so everybody knows I'm coming, because in real life my vehicle is one of those colors that kind of fades into the road haze. And I don't want to take any chance of not being seen. And daytime running lights, they were a good idea, I guess, but like all good ideas, it was really a terrible idea, because what happens now is people get in their car at night, the daytime running lights are on, they have enough light that they can see, so they just guess, oh, my headlights must be on. And their headlights are not actually on. And even though they have light in front of them, their tail lights aren't on. And if their tail lights aren't on, they might not be seen from the back, and somebody could run into them. So in my opinion, automakers would be wise if they program their headlight systems to just be on when the engine is running, or at least when the engine or when the transmission is in drive or one of the forward gears. That's just my opinion. And you know what they say about opinions? Nobody cares about mine. That's what they say about my opinions. I don't know what they say about yours. But anyway, there's been quite a few videos coming out from SCS lately on the YouTubes. I've seen videos from Illinois, I've seen videos from South Dakota. Of course, a while back there were videos from Turkey, videos from Benelux. What I haven't seen are videos about the new Volvo or the new Peterbilt or any of those things. Now, the Volvo, it looks like very likely to come with Illinois, either at the same time or maybe a little bit before. Maybe it'll come out when 159 goes live, I don't know. I was doing a little looking around, and I saw that I can currently trade this truck for $143,000. Now, I'm not saying I would, but I know for a fact that I could buy a Peterbilt with a... Gotta slow down, move over. I know for a fact I could buy a Peterbilt with a smaller sleeper on it. Kind of like the sleeper, same size, I think, probably. Gotta dodge. Dodging, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. All the D's. Anyway, if you know that reference, you know that reference. There's another South Dakota sign. That's interesting. South Dakota's coming, and it'll be here soon. I'm pretty sure this summer. Probably pretty early. Maybe late spring. I don't know. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh, yeah. So I could get a brand new Peterbilt with a sleeper and spooky horns installed. Wouldn't necessarily be able to put all the options that I would want on it, but I could get one, and the price would come in right at about what I could trade in this truck for. So, not saying I'm going to do that, just saying I could. And also, on my way to pick up the school bus, I stopped by a Kenworth dealership to get new tires on the truck. So, I haven't looked into how much a Kenworth with a sleeper would cost. But that's something I'll probably do next time I take a screenshot. So yeah, I just took a screenshot and checked while I was not driving, I checked online, and yeah, I could definitely afford a Kenworth W900 with a sleeper, and of course I could bring Boudreaux, the bear, in the chair over there along with me. Now, again, I'm not saying I'm going to. I'm just saying I could. It's an option. Would the bank be happy? I'm not sure. A lot of troopers around here. State police, highway patrol. I don't know what they call them in Missouri, but anyway. So I'm just keeping the option in the back of my mind. One thing is, I'm hoping, and this job's paying $1,600. Thanks to that wonderful insurance. Okay, here's some creative storytelling. That wonderful insurance that SCS Bank gave me when I got the loan for this truck pays for tire repair and replacement, apparently. My copay was only about $200 for a whole set of tires. And this thing uses 10 wheels, so 10 tires for $200. Wish you could do that in real life. That would be amazing. Spent nearly four tires for $1,000 a couple years ago. That was not actually correct. Only spent about $600 on those. The other $400 was for some minor repairs, I think. But yeah, this school bus is just going across the state, which I was kind of surprised it's still over 400 miles. Didn't realize Missouri was that big, but going basically corner to corner. I also stopped and got a tank of diesel. I noticed that fuel gauge was down to about a quarter tank, and I do have the real world fuel prices mod from the Steam Workshop, and have you seen how much fuel costs right now? Kind of ridiculous. But I spent several hundred, I think it was close to $700 filling up the tanks. I don't know how truck drivers do it. Well, yeah, I do too. They get paid for their driving, so that just comes out to be one of their expenses. But it's a huge expense along with tires, because I know truck drivers in the real world do not get a $200 copay when they replace their tires. They would also like to get a loan from SCS Bank, I think. Although, then again, then they would also have to be paying $906 every day, and we are currently 6 minutes from my next loan payment. But like I said, or I think I said, they are paying me $1,600 to take the school bus across the state. So $700 covers my fuel costs, doesn't cover the tires after you take the $906 for the loan payment. There it goes. And it's a couple minutes later than I remember it being. It just keeps getting later. I don't know why that is. Now, looking at the time, I should be getting there and getting this school bus delivered probably by 5 p.m. There might be time if there was a job going from where I'm dropping off the school bus to somewhere else within St. Louis. There might be time for a second job, but I'm not going to do that. Why would I? $1,600, that's what my goal for making every day was anyway. So I'm just going to stick with it. And on the next day, I'm going to finish in Cape Girardeau was the plan. I don't know if that's going to happen. I may end up finishing the day somewhere in northeastern Arkansas or something. Or I may go somewhere like Kirkville. I don't know. I do know when Illinois is released, I want my first job to be going to Southern Illinois because I'm wanting to start down there and just work my way up. I don't think that's going to work though, because I have to take jobs based on time and money and distance, and that just isn't going to work out very well for what I'm planning. I'm already in St. Louis, but it says I have 109 miles left. I want to take a screenshot and check something. Okay, I just checked, and this school bus is going to the south side of St. Louis, and apparently what ATS recognizes as being St. Louis, as far as discovering St. Louis, apparently covers a huge part of eastern Missouri. Because I'm not well, I guess I was close to the city. I guess the suburbs of St. Louis, I guess, I don't know. I'm not really all that familiar with the real world geography of St. Louis. Although that is the river and I'm pretty sure that was the Mississippi River and the crossing. Kind of turned a little sharp there, and that truck is going to let me in. That's nice. But yeah, St. Louis, there it is. And here's the Missouri River. Of course, the Missouri empties into the Mississippi. And we've seen the Mississippi. We've crossed the Mississippi in this series several times down in Baton Rouge and New Orleans. But we haven't crossed it up here in Missouri. We haven't crossed it in Arkansas. We haven't crossed it in Iowa yet. When Illinois is released here in a week or two, we'll be able to cross into Illinois across the Mississippi River from St. Louis, I'm guessing Cape Girardeau, and up in Iowa a couple places, I would think. Need to get over here. And there's the arch. Not the Arch Deluxe, but the St. Louis Gateway Arch. And there's a lot of garbage on the road around here. Somebody needs to pick that up. But anyway. I'm going to get up here and take another screenshot. Right up here. So if you see a jump, don't worry about it. Okay, well, I did get a good screenshot there with the St. Louis Gateway Arch. And, well, I'm not turning right here towards Tulsa. I'm still going south because it's delivering this school bus down south of the city. There's a Jeep pulling a side-by-side up here. Well, they're exiting, so they didn't cause any trouble here. You know, not long ago in ATS 2, I took a job to a city that I'm pretty sure was pronounced Coca-Cola. Which is how some people pronounce a certain carbonated beverage company around where I live. Don't turn there. Turn off down here. Engine brake. Nothing on the right. And it's slowing down pretty well here. Yep. That sign said 25 miles an hour. Should be a safe speed to go around this curve. Down to 20 there. But I think I'm going to make it just fine. Yeah. Remember, the yellow signs are not speed limit signs. Those are safe speeds for semi-trucks going around curves. So if you see those, if you're in a car, usually it doesn't necessarily apply to you. But if you're pulling a heavy load or a long trailer, or if you're in a vehicle that has a high center of gravity like a van or school bus, you probably ought to obey those. It's not that they necessarily have any authority. It's more that they're there for your safety. But I can see that the drop-off is just right down here around the corner. Oh, are we going to get to go underneath the ground? That would be fun. I haven't done that in this series. Imagine the second job in Missouri, and it's going underground. Oh, it'll be great. Love going underground. Let's see where to park. Yes, it's underground. This is going to be fun. It gets dark. That's our eyes adjusting to the dimness of being underground. And I'm pretty sure they won't appreciate it if I blow the spooky horn, but the echo. Said Boudreaux. Did you say I shouldn't have done that? Well, too bad. It's my spooky horn. I'll blow it if I want to. Road work ahead. We're underground. What kind of road work are they doing underground? Alright. Let's see where this thing is going. I haven't seen it yet. There it is. Okay. I need to check something. I'll be right back. Okay, I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn right here. I think this trailer is maneuverable enough to do what I'm planning. I'm going to turn right here. Yeah, doing fine so far. Then I'm going to turn right here. Everything's fine so far. Going to check for cross traffic because sometimes it happens. And then I'm just going to back it in, hopefully. Alright, well, that worked pretty well. Turn the engine off and leave this trailer here. Let's see what we get. Alright, well, 1555 plus some bonuses totaled 1636, and I leveled up to 12. If I wanted to, now I could actually trade in that trailer for a lowboy. Maybe when I get back to St. Louis, whenever that is. But see you again on Friday. Thanks for watching, and have a nice day.